Welcome. I am Majestic Michelle, your psychic empath. And today I was being pulled to talk about vibrational frequencies in words. And yes, we all know that when we speak, in order for somebody else to hear, it has to go across in a vibrational frequency. And so to start out today, I'm just going to go ahead and draw one of my cards, which we will be working from today with this. Let's see, which card is it going to be? Flow. And which positive words are we going to align with flow today? Listening, creativity, and faith. Those are some really good words to align with flow. I mean, after all, we need to have faith in order to allow things to flow. Creativity. Who here is very creative, and yet when they're very creative, things just seem to flow really easy. And when we're in the middle of a conversation, even if we don't always agree, isn't it better if we just listen? And so at the back of my flow card with the affirmation says, I allow myself to stay in the flow of life. I know that when I'm in the flow of life, everything happens for me. And so we're just going to go ahead and take a look at some words, some other words today. And so negative words have a very low vibrational frequency. And those are the ones that we get most likely an anger trigger point to almost right away if we have not worked through the issue. And we feel frustrated. We feel like our energy is being drained when we're hearing those negative words all the time, like accident, addiction, anger, anxiety, awful, bad, bills, cancer, cigarettes. Another one is sorry. Now there's a really big one. Clutter, combat, competition, complain, conspiracy, corruption, diet. Who would have thought the word diet is a negative word? So yeah, if you go through, you think about it, I'm just kind of looking through to see what others, I mean, illness, we all say illness all the time, and yet that's a very negative, low frequency word. Let's see, which other words am I coming across that are very negative or dark? So when we want to go from a low vibrational word to a high vibrational word, instead of using judgmental, you probably want to use accepting. Instead of using jealousy, we want to use admiration. Demand, ask. Lonely, beloved. Anger, bless. Careless, careful. Unemployed, employed. Some of these are kind of common sense. Shamed, honored. I mean, that's a big one. So I know back in the 70s when I was growing up, being shamed was how they tried to keep you in line in their agenda, even in school. Teachers were really good at shaming you. Oh my God, your parents were really good at shaming you. And yet, shame is a very low vibrational because it does not honor who you are. So, and when you get that feeling like somebody's trying to shame you, just go, I get to be honored for who I am. And we're just going to start leaving things like that. Let's see, what other words can we go through? And so if you have any kind of a video recording device that shows the frequency tone of a word, if you start saying words into there and looking at the vibrational frequency that it's giving out, you will know exactly which words are high vibrational, which ones are not. Because the high vibrational words are going to have a huge spike, and the lower ones are going to be small and longer. And it's really interesting to really watch them on how they form the vibrational frequencies that we are hearing within our own ears. And after all, like we only listen to like 10% of what somebody else says, but we listen to 100% of what we say. So isn't it time that we start listening to words that we're talking to ourselves with that are positive versus negative? I mean, life is interesting. We're here for a long time. You're around yourself 24/7. You need to be talking nicer to yourself those 24/7. And so as we go through, go ahead. I'm just getting to pull another card. All right, let's see what card we're going to pull here. This here is from the Magic of Earth deck. Solitude, go within. I mean, so isn't it when we go within, we actually connect to our inner source, our inner God, our inner wisdom, to know what we're supposed to be navigating in this world. I mean, it's so interesting how we're so caught up on the TV. We're so caught up in the news. We're so caught up in what everyone else is doing in their lives. And yet we're not caught up in what we're doing for ourselves. I know some people think that's selfish, but let's think about this. If you're caught up in yourself and you're really connecting to yourself, aren't you better for the human race that you can be there for them a little bit more because you know who you are? You know which ways you can serve others? You know how helping people is going to work out? I mean, isn't this what it's all about? So it is not selfish to know who we are and what we're about. It is not selfish to do things that make you feel good. It is really weird how our society has got so turned around and backwards on what selfish is, what shaming is, what being honored is. I mean, if you do exactly what society tells you to do, they honor you. But aren't you just their puppet? If you break out of that norm and don't do exactly what they say, they shame you, they humiliate you. But yet you're being yourself, you're honoring you. So let's get back to knowing who we are, loving ourselves, speaking to ourselves in the right way, because everything that you've ever been told that is outside this world is really inside you. So you guys have a great day. This is Majestic Michelle signing off. If you want to get a hold of me, you can go on my website at healingwithmichelleadams.com. God bless. Have a beautiful day.